We will never look at a private island the same way ever again. Hi! I'm Kirsia.
I'm Telly.
And we are the Her Castle Girls.
Hi there.
Hello. If you like videos about entertainment, pop culture, fashion, lifestyle, this is the channel for you. You go ahead, click that subscribe button. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Everyone.
We are talking about a film that, you know, it took some time for us to get our bearings together to talk about this film.
Yeah.
But it's important to talk about it for many reasons. We are talking about Blink Twice, directed by Zoë Kravitz.
Yes.
Starring Tatum and Naomi Ackie.
Yes.
And this film, when tech billionaire Slater King meets cocktail waitress Frida at his fundraising gala, he invites her to join him and his friends on a dream vacation on his private island. As strange things start to happen, Frida questions her reality. Listen, y'all, this is a thriller in the same vein as Get Out.
Yes.
Or Nope.
Yeah.
Plays on the mind. It very rightly so started with a trigger warning, which it needs, because even if you've never been through a situation such as what happens in this film, it's still triggering, because if you are a woman of color, if you are a black woman, this film is going to make you feel a way. After watching this film, I had to go and be like, how did Zoë Kravitz do this? Where did this idea come from? Because she wrote this as well as directed it. And this is of no offense to her or other children that are born in privilege, as she has been. But she is, you know, a child of nepotism.
Yeah.
What have you seen to create this film? She said that this film came about because of, you know, the whole, when the Me Too movement was at an all-time high.
Yeah.
This stuff started flooding into her.
Right.
All of these things that have happened to people she knows, people that she's seen. And it's not only in the entertainment industry, everybody. This happens at the corporate level.
Yes, it does.
At offices, it happens in different industries. And she said that it just came down so hard on her that she had to pour it out. So she wrote this script about this scenario, and the timing of this film is also crazy, because we've seen what's been going on in the music industry with specific individuals who have used their privilege
and their power.
And their power of being rich.
They're abusing their power by doing certain things.
Right.
At certain
by
places.
Violating and you know, abusing
individuals
women.
And some men.
And some men.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be clear. This is not just about women, but
this
also
is a human thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
This idea of taking advantage of less than is huge in this movie. So we have Naomi Ackie, who plays Frida.
Yeah.
And she does something, you know, we noticed things. We watched the movie twice. Blink Twice.
Blink Twice,
we
watch it twice.
We did this because we wanted to catch what we missed the first time.
Yeah.
And when you watch it the second time,
it's like a whole new world. Like, everything's open. Things that she says, photos that you see, even gestures from her friend Jessica, and the lighter. Keep an eye on that lighter. Things happen and you're like, oh my gosh. When watching it the second time around, you start saying, oh my gosh, no, wait, oh my gosh, how did I miss this? Oh my gosh, that's the entirety of watching the film the second time around.
Yes.
The cool thing too with Zoe, I call her Zoe because she's so cute. She's so down to earth, and although I know she is a child of nepotism, but we love how she does nepotism, because she's not just out here saying, look at me everyone, I am the great Lenny Kravitz daughter. We love us some Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, definitely.
That man's fine, and he can play a guitar.
Definitely.
But she's not using her dad's, fame and fortune to get through her life. She has her own stories to tell. She sings, she directs, she's an artist. Even her direction, like seeing how it's filmed through her eyes, the way she did it was very
and the use
old
of
school.
color. Yeah, the use of colors.
Yes,
like
she
the
had
colors
certain
of
color
red
palettes.
and yellow.
Yeah, those were the
were very strong in this movie.
The way how Channing got involved in this, she wanted to cast him before she even knew him. Any girl, we'll use women just because we're women, but I'm sure men have gone through the same thing when it comes to this particular part.
Yeah.
Lots of men have a crush on J-Lo. Lots of women have a crush on the same Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Any like major actor or maybe a doctor at your work or maybe a co-worker, what have you. And every time you see them, you get weak in the knees. You start smiling like an idiot for no reason. And then the day comes where they're like, hey, you want to do lunch? Or hey, you want to, in this case, go to an island? Normal reaction, who would say no?
Right, you're going to say yes.
So she wanted to cast someone that literally was hard to say no to.
Right.
So that's how Channing got involved.
Yeah, you get the good-looking
man.
Charming guy.
Speaks well, dresses well, looks great in a suit.
Yeah.
Magic might come through. Yeah. And he charms the socks off of our friend. And that's where everything goes to hell. But she said that, it's a stereotype where you think in your mind, this gorgeous person would never want to hurt me. They're talking so kindly to me. Why would they try to hurt me?
She really got it right in this film. If you haven't seen it, we're going to spoil a lot of it for you.
Yeah,
so if you want to pause this, go watch it.
Spoiler warning.
We have the character of Frida. Frida works as a server.
Yes.
With a company. The company is taking the responsibility of serving at this gala being hosted by this billionaire Slater, who is Channing Tatum's character. And that's how, but now before she even got to this job, she was actually a bit obsessed with Slater, the billionaire. She would go on his social media, she would watch news clips of him, and he would always be in trouble for something.
Yeah.
Apologizing for this, apologizing for that. So think of, and I don't have to name names, but think of all of these situations where we see famous men in the camera saying, I'm so sorry for blah, blah, blah. I blame myself. I'm going to take time off. I'm going to rehab.
I'm going to step down.
I'm stepping down from blah, blah, blah.
Take time for myself.
Yeah,
and get the therapy that
I'm going to sit with my pastor. I'm going to sit with my spiritual guide. All of these things, right? We all know these, it's a script, right? The crisis management companies write them all the time for these guys.
Yeah.
And even though she sees this, she is still smitten.
Still smitten.
And of course, what she does is when she gets to this event, her and her girlfriend, Jess, they decide after their shift is done, they're going to put on their party dresses and try to, get in on this party. Frida's clumsy. She trips and falls and gets the attention of Slater, who helps her up. They give her a Band-Aid and they lead her into the VIP section of this party.
That's actually right there. That's a switch. That's ushering her into hell.
Right. She shed some blood, got in
the first level,
and she meets all of these people,
all these players
that seem to be like best friends, right?
Yeah, they all seem very chummy.
Yeah,
they've known each other a long time.
There's 3 or 4 girls there, and her friend Jess gets in with her, of course, because it's her friend, and they all hang out. They enjoy each other's time, and then the morning comes, and Slater's like, well, blah, blah, blah. There's a connection. Now, the chemistry between Naomi and Channing is very good in this film.
Very good in this film.
It's very convincing. So good job on casting for that. He leaves with his friends, but then runs back a few seconds later and says, do you want to come with us? So get this. And this is what played with my brain the most.
Okay.
Because he's like, let's go to my private island. You're all invited. Get on the PJ. Let's go. Now, pause.
Pause.
Isn't this what we've all dreamt of?
Yes.
Like, don't lie.
Don't you lie. Don't even
Don't look at us and say that, oh, I've never dreamt about going to a private island with a billionaire and his friends.
Please stop. It sounds like a good idea.
It does.
In your brain, because in your mind, you're thinking, yeah, good times.
Yeah, you're thinking...
Have a sip.
Yeah.
High five.
You think
Water
you're going to
games.
go eat some great food, lounge by the pool.
Have some good company, do some dancing, and then go back home. That's what we think in our minds. We don't think like this billionaire person has other things in mind and motives.
And his motive is, they only find out, and this is the thing that was very interesting. So basically what happens here, everyone, is that it turns out that Slater and his friends are drugging these women after dinner every night, and they take advantage of these women and then give them an elixir that makes them forget what happened. So every day they wake up in the morning thinking, we had such...
Everything's great.
Everything's great. We had such a great time.
And
that's a great time. We all danced the night away. That's all that happened. And then they just keep doing this day in and day out. There are no clocks. The cell phones were taken away when they got on the island. And the women are all wearing matching white clothing every day.
Like them white parties. Mm-hmm.
And the only people that know what's going on are the natives of this little island. A lot of them don't speak English.
Yeah.
And one of them actually recognizes Frida because Frida's been there before.
Can you believe it? The poor girl was there before.
And didn't remember because of that elixir.
And that's why she was so obsessed. Which is the strange part, because it's like her subconscious was telling her, you know this person. But she couldn't remember a thing.
She couldn't associate as to why.
That's scary and psychotic.
When we take this part of the film and we come to current day, where we chastise women for forgetting. And say, oh, well, you can't even remember what day it happened. Let it soak in. Oh, you don't remember the color of
this and that.
The walls in the room. You don't remember the color of the sweater you were wearing.
So because you don't remember, and it's funny because in the film, they briefly touch on that when they want to call the police. They want to call somebody to let them know they're in danger. But then they stop themselves. Right. Because they're like, what are we going to tell them? What are we going to say? Because we don't remember anything. And it's the sad part, because so many women and men, that's what stops them from even trying to get help. What are they going to say about me? Even if I do remember, they're going to say, oh, well, why are you just coming with this now? Why didn't you wait so long?
Why did you wait so long?
Why can't you remember anything? Why are you being so... No, that person would never do that. Because they're so rich or they're so kind.
Why would they do that to you?
They give to charity.
A server.
Yeah, you're a server. You're looking for money.
A catering company.
Yeah, you're a gold digger. You're looking for cash. And this person, they're taking care of their family and feeding the people in the village.
Yeah, he has this reputation that is so strong that if a bunch of girls come and say, well, this person did this to us, no one is going to believe them. Yeah. It's a fictional story, but it's taking very real situations and bringing it into this world that we see here, that it might be a fantasy in this film, but it's very real.
It's very real. And it's
in the real world.
In the real world. It's a lot. Jessica, who is one of the friends, she goes missing. We'll say that. She goes missing. But the girls are so out of it.
Immersed.
And so immersed.
Yeah.
They don't even know.
They
or remember
that
she even existed. Some memories start to come back.
Yeah.
And when that starts happening, that's when pretty much the ish hits the fan. We'll leave it at that. I just wish that, because some of the things in this are fairy tale, where you kind of wish that there was an elixir that all of us could just drink and then stop ourselves or stop the person from trying to take advantage of you again and be like, I know what you did, and you can't pull the wool over my eyes anymore. Like this has a good ending. But unfortunately in real life, there's so many women who choose to suppress.
As in this film, what's interesting, the character of Slater, the billionaire, he is doing this trauma therapy.
Right.
And it's this idea of, not remembering can be bliss. or not knowing can be bliss. And we have that theme when he well and knows that he is making it so these women forget, so he can constantly abuse them without the consequence of them knowing or feeling the emotion that comes with being violated.
Yeah.
And he's going to a lot of measures to make sure they don't remember. And again, watch the film.
A lot of
learn
measures.
what he is doing.
A lot of measures.
The thing is, what's very hard and when watching the film is there are bits and pieces where you see some of the abuse that's occurring.
Yeah.
You see that respectable people are involved, including a doctor.
A doctor.
Involved in doing this to these women.
Horrible act.
Taking part because they're like, oh, they're going to forget, so it's fine. The film has this sort of thriller sort of presence. You're constantly on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
It can be hard to watch. Gina Davis is in this film.
Yeah.
And her role, she plays kind of that woman that would rather forget.
She'd rather forget. And I'm glad you remembered her character, because I think everyone knows that woman that will, no matter what the guy has done, they will always side with the guy. They know the guy did wrong, but they'll always side with the man. For reasons only that person and God knows. But unfortunately, that's the character that she played, and she played it well. Because, when she, I guess you could say, woke up, she wasn't that pleased when she realized what was going on.
Yeah.
And it's also interesting how she was also just put under this spell. And I think that's another thing that you can't drill enough into people's heads. Everyone's a fan of everyone or of someone, but you really have to guard yourself. Yeah. Just because this person is being kind and sweet to you, which is awesome, does not mean that you're going to now follow them into a dark alley. Yeah. And hope for the best. You know what I mean?
There's
so many lessons to be learned.
Yeah, it's a part of culture to the people you see on screen, the people that you see on TV, the people that you respect at your job, whatever. Yeah. You see them in such a light that it's like there's no way this person could be bad or do something horrible. Yeah. This film shows us that you think you know someone, but you don't. It also shows us that, you can't trust everyone. Money does not mean you can trust them. You can tell that Zoë Kravitz has taken film as a student.
Yes. Definitely.
She's done things that this is not just a kid that has some money and said, I'm going to make a movie, Dad.
No, she went there.
She went there.
It's almost like how Francis Coppola, he's a famous director, and then of course his daughter grew up to be also a wonderful director. And that's a form of nepotism, but because she's so gifted with what she's done in her films, you're like, who cares who her dad is? This woman she has her own.
She has her own art, and you see it.
Her own art, her own signature, how she does things. She went there, and I'm so happy that she did this, and I cannot wait to see what other work she has.
Yes.
She nailed it. And I'm really glad that a movie like this has come out. So much things have happened over the years with the Epstein, the Weinstein, the Diddy, the R. Kelly, and unfortunately they all, in the same basket. Very rich, wealthy person. And it's like the money, I don't know, it does something to that. That makes them
access, and they can. They have something that everyone wants. Everyone wants to be around them. Everyone wants to be a yes person for them. Yeah. So they get, what they need or want. I want to quickly shout out Naomi Ackie.
Go Naomi! She was amazing.
Was amazing in this. I actually can't think of another actor that I could have seen do this the way that she did. You need that emotion. Oh, she brought it. And you need that energy to play this character. Yeah.
So, even the things that she didn't say, just her face. There's a scene where towards the end, they're basically dancing for their life. And so they're not talking, they're just dancing. But you just look in their face and you're just like, look, they're just trying to survive.
They're petrified. And this is when they've realized that they have been taken advantage of and they're trying to get the upper hand. And we did talk about this, the idea of using femininity to save yourself. And rather than, going out, guns blazing and trying to like do the
manly things.
They knew they couldn't do that. No. So they used what feminine power they had, which is the power of movement.
And sensuality.
Yeah, using that to get the upper hand.
Saving their life.
This film is one, if you've always been interested in the dynamics between genders, the dynamic between the rich and the poor.
Yeah.
You need to see this film. It really is a social study.
It is. And it's great for conversations as well. I'm sure it sparked a lot of combos after the film was done. Watching how Zoe did the direction, it's like, I haven't seen films. You expect this kind of stuff from Quentin Tarantino. Like, they do things with the camera that where you're like, oh, like these cool angles. It's not like these like normal, generic angles that you see.
They're really guiding you.
They are.
Through the story.
They are. And they're keeping you so interested. The movie, I think, is like, what? Okay, yeah, it's an hour and 42 minutes.
Yeah, so it's not even that long. Also, oh my gosh, I forgot to say, Christian Slater.
Christian Slater is in it, yes!
Kind of Hollywood royalty. Also in this film. Unfortunately, he's a jerk. So, just so you know, we have Simon Rex in there as well.
Oh, yes,
I didn't even recognize him.
He was the chef. I didn't know that was him. So see, we're all learning together.
Haley Joel Osment. The Sixth Sense.
Yes.
It'll start conversation. It will make you think of your decisions. And it will make you think of the people that you have in your life. And is this person really a person I should be around? Are they really who they say they are?
If you are going through some kind of abuse or anything that very well you should not be going through.
If you're not in a safe space,
you need to
do everything you can to get out of it.
Get out. You're not alone. I still believe that the world may have its ups and downs, but you still have to care enough for humanity. If there's something wrong, speak out. If people want to say, oh, let them say what they want to say. You're doing this for yourself, speak out. If you feel called, watch Blink Twice.
Cheers to the cast and crew that created this film, and we do look forward to what Zoe does next. This film, I think, has brought a lot of respect to Channing as an actor.
I think so. We get it. Magic, okay, we get it. The dancing.
Funny, haha.
That's great.
But
I'm glad you can move, but
given the right script with the right story, he can really show some acting
chops.
He
did a fabulous job.
Good for him.
Good for you, charming Channing.
Now, if you like videos like these, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We appreciate the subscription, of course, because that helps our channel and it pushes it out to other people so they can also have a dose of the Her Castle Girls.
And who doesn't want a dose of Her Castle Girls? We just bring the joy. Don't tell us you're not smiling, because you are.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Her Castle Girls is the handle. And thanks again. We always love chatting with y'all. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.